Hey everybody, it's your Sam, and I'm here with another video. Trying to get back into actually recording and editing videos after a mini vacation is a little difficult. So what better way to jump back into things than with a tag video? This is one that I kind of created myself. I just wanted to talk a little bit about one of my work in progresses or my novels. Feel free to do the same with this tag. All about my current work in progress tag or novel if you've already published your book. Number 1, the book name, genre, and tropes. I'm going to be talking about in this one my novel up on Ream. It's an epic fantasy called I'm No Hero. Like I said, it's an epic fantasy with romance subplots and a little bit of mystery and humor dashed in there. It does deal with mental health issues, so that's kind of a tag I would put in there. Tropes are friends to lovers, reluctant hero. Those are the main tropes and tags. Is this novel connected to a universal world, meaning that it's tied in with all of my books, or its own series world, or a standalone? It is connected to its own series world. I'm No Hero is a trilogy, and you can read book 1 in its complete form on Ream, and book 2, I'm Your Hero, will be coming out soon at the end of August on Ream as well. My favorite scene. My favorite scene in book 1 was a little tussle between a character named Tasp and a priest named Blairy. Tasp talks to Blairy a lot in confidence, and Blairy is kind of towing the edge of telling Natasha, the main character, some of Tasp's concerns, some of his talks, and Tasp kind of tackles him down, and somewhere in the middle of the tussle, Tasp grabs Blairy's beard, and he's like, "Ooh, this is soft. How do you get it so soft?" And Blairy tells him about Beardle, and then they go back to tussling, and all the while, Blairy is still trying to tell Natasha little things here and there that Tasp has talked about, particularly with her as the subject. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. One of my favorite lines of that scene, because I can't really narrow down my favorite lines because y'all know I hate narrowing things down, is, "Of course, head priest, and all that is shared with us outside the hallowed halls shall be used at our discretion for the good of our fellows." Blairy's voice held a note of triumph. So like I said, he's towing that edge of telling secrets. Does I'm No Hero make you cry, laugh, rage, fall in love? All of the above. All of the above. It doesn't make me rage as much, but I can see where it could make some people rage, especially with some of the mental health issues that Natasha has. But for the most part, it has made me cry in a few scenes. It's made me laugh in a lot of scenes. It's made me fall in love with my characters, and my characters fall in love. All of the above. How many times have you read your book? Editing counts. For I'm No Hero, it's way too many to count. I believe it is at least 8. It feels like it's way too many to count. I feel like it's at least 8 times that I have reread it through edits, or after I wrote it, I took a break and then I reread it without making any edits or changes. So that was like the first one, and then I think there was about 7 more after that. Are there nods to other books, movies, shows? If so, Which ones? Yes, there are. I have nods to the movie Three Musketeers with Oliver Platt and Kiefer Sutherland and Chris O'Donnell, the Disney one, because it was a comedy, and I have a couple of things in No Hero from there that's kind of a nod. Another one would be Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I even have a nod in there to one of my other books. There's little things here sprinkled here and there. My favorite character of I'm No Hero is actually, I'm torn between Taspin Austere and Nadasha, but we will go with Nadasha. Does Nadasha like the big city, suburbs, small town, or middle of nowhere? She likes the small town, verging on the middle of nowhere. She likes her village of Alamount, but she can only take it for so long before she goes back home. Outdoors or indoors? Nadasha is very much an outdoorsy person. She is always outdoors. Is she a introvert, extrovert, or mix? She is definitely an introvert. Only through stubbornness is she showing any signs of extroversion. Would Nadasha rather save the puppy or save the baby? This is difficult for her. I think with being faced with that terrible option, she would more than likely save the baby. What's Nadasha's favorite animal? It's definitely not the white bee. She gets stung a lot by white bees. Her favorite animal is actually the horses of the capital. They are very extravagant and beautiful. They have long flowing manes and tails. Some of them look like fish fins with iridescence and things like that. The horses of the capital have been bred for beauty, so that is Nadasha's favorite animal. What's her favorite dessert, food, and place to be? Her favorite dessert is probably going to be a cinnamon roll type thing. It's not entirely like our cinnamon roll, but it has a lot of cinnamon and brown sugar in it. It just doesn't necessarily have the cream cheese on top, the little icing part, but it's very cinnamon roll like. It's more like a bun that's been stuffed with like the cinnamon and brown sugar kind of paste and dusted on top with powdered sugar. That's her favorite dessert. Favorite food, she doesn't really care. It's food. But if I would have to go with anything, it would be some kind of bread thing, because she really likes bread because it's usually cheap and easy to get to. Her favorite place to be is home. It really is. It's just anywhere around home. If she can't choose home, then it's in the woods around home. What would Nadasha's favorite book be, and or movie? I think her favorite book would be, honestly, The Hero and the Crown by Robin McKinley. I think she would really, really go well with that book. She would probably love it and read it over and over again. Her favorite movie, on the other hand, would probably be The Three Musketeers. What is one thing Nadasha would change about her appearance and personality? Her appearance, she really hates how skinny she is. And her personality, she really dislikes how introverted she is, how awkward she is around other people. So those two things she would definitely change. If Nadasha could teach, what would their subject be? More than likely, it's like a survival type subject. So how to set traps, how to fish, how to hunt, and all that good stuff. How to survive in the outdoors. That would be Nadasha's subject. How would they survive in a zombie apocalypse, romantic comedy, fantasy, the modern world, a mystery thriller, or a horror? Choose 2 or 3 of these. I'm going to choose zombie apocalypse and the modern world. I think she would survive very well in a zombie apocalypse because she would have to focus on the main crew of surviving with that main crew, and she's very good at that. You can see that in the actual book of No Hero. In the modern world, I think she would go crazy. Just being interconnected to everybody being so close. The big wide world coming in and being so small because of the internet, I think that would freak her out a little bit. I will have the different types and a link to a website. But Natasha is more of a dandier, I do believe. She is reserved, usually quiet, shy, but she will do anything for the people that she loves. If they could meet one person or being out of her world or ours, who would it be? She would more than likely want to meet her great grandmother who helped build the country of Landpress and the different countries in the isthmus that they live in. She hasn't learned much about the grandmother, but it really interests her on how she even went about that. How does Natasha go for her goals? Head first juggernaut, strategic step by step, overly cautious, planning for every outcome. Goals, what goals? She is kind of a goals, what goals kind of gal at first, because reaching for anything that is out of sight whenever I'm No Hero begins is just out of the question for her. She doesn't see herself as having goals because her goal is to take care of her family. But as the book progresses, she is a strategist. She plans things step by step. That is the tag. Make sure to copy and paste all the questions so that you can answer them for yourself. I'm probably going to be doing this a couple of more times just because I have several books. Tag me in the video whenever you make it so that maybe we can make a little playlist or something like that. Thank you for watching. As always, make sure to check out my room. The link is down below where you will find the book I'm No Hero that I talked about and a few more, including the Belle Earth Witch, which is kind of an urban fantasy, small town urban fantasy, my short story collection, and Mists, the makeover institution supplementing the supernatural, where some of my main characters in my epic make an appearance because they need socialization in the modern world. I hope everyone is doing well and you have been able to take time for yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to be kind to others. Keep writing and keep being creative, and I will see you next time.